They say success feels good. But before it feels good, it feels heavy, lonely, frustrating, and painful. The truth is, greatness doesn't begin in comfort. It's born in chaos, molded in struggle, and sharpened by failure. You want to win, then stop waiting for it to get easier. Embrace the suck. Ladies and gentlemen, every person who ever became great had to walk through a season of pain that almost broke. But here's what separates the winners from the quitters. The winners learn to embrace the suck. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't pray for an easier path. They toughened up, squared their shoulders, and said, if this is what it takes, I'll endure it. I'll grind through it. I'll grow through it, because success is not about talent. It's about tolerance. How much pain can you tolerate before you break? How much pressure can you handle before you fold? That's what defines you. Comfort doesn't build champions. Adversity does. And every dream you're chasing comes wrapped in discomfort, wrapped in doubt, wrapped in delay. The moment you embrace that truth, you unlock power most people will never taste. See, we live in a world that's allergic to struggle. Everyone wants the glory, but nobody wants the grind. They want the victory, but not the battle. They want the reward, but not the responsibility. But let me tell you something. If you want to build an unbreakable life, you must be willing to suffer with purpose. You've got to accept that frustration, exhaustion, rejection, all of it are part of your transformation. When you embrace the suck, you stop looking for an escape and start looking for lessons. You stop complaining and start constructing. You stop wishing for easy and start working on strong. Because life is not going to hand you success. It's going to test you for it. It's going to ask, do you really want this? And when it does, you've got to have the courage to respond, yes. I'll take the pain with the prize, the struggle with the story, the grind with the glory. When you understand that, something shifts inside of you. You start realizing that the tough times are not there to destroy you. They're there to prepare you. You start embracing the hard days because they're shaping your strength. You start running toward the challenge, not away from it. Because the moment you learn to love the fight, you've already won. You might not see progress right now. You might be showing up every day and wondering if it's even worth it. You might be tired, frustrated, ready to throw in the towel. But listen, every second you push through that discomfort, you're building a version of yourself that fear cannot touch. You're becoming disciplined, resilient, and unstoppable. When it's hard, that's your training ground. When it's frustrating, that's your opportunity. When it feels like nothing's working, that's your test of faith. So stop wishing for it to end. Embrace it. Absorb it. Let it forge you into someone who can't be broken by pressure or defined by pain. Because one day, you'll look back at this season and realize it wasn't breaking you. It was building you. Every sleepless night, every setback, every failure, they were all making you bulletproof. You'll realize that embracing the suck was the best decision you ever made because it taught you something no comfort zone ever could. How to endure, how to rise, and how to win. Growth doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It comes disguised as struggle. Every dreamer, every fighter, every believer who's ever achieved something extraordinary had to walk through a valley of discomfort before reaching the mountain of success. The truth is, you can't grow and stay comfortable at the same time. The person you are right now can't take you to the place you're meant to be. Something in you must stretch. Something must be challenged, and something must be broken for something greater to be born. See, most people want transformation without tension. They want change without challenge. But growth begins the moment you step outside what's easy. The pain you feel when things don't go your way, when doors close, when your effort seems unnoticed. That's not punishment, that's preparation. That's life shaping you, molding you, building you into the version of yourself that's strong enough to handle the success that's coming. You've got to learn to walk into discomfort like it's your training ground. You've got to tell yourself, this is where my next level lives. Because your comfort zone is beautiful, but nothing grows there. Every time you choose ease, you delay your destiny. Every time you avoid the hard thing, you strengthen your fear and weaken your faith. Growth requires discomfort, and discomfort is the evidence that you're evolving. Think about a muscle. It only grows when it's pushed to the point of resistance. The same is true for your dreams. If you want to expand, you have to push past the limits that feel safe. The challenges in your life are not obstacles. They're opportunities for expansion. Every time life pushes you, push back harder. Every time you feel pressure, remind yourself that diamonds are born the same way. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your accelerator. When you start to embrace the struggle, you begin to see your discomfort differently. You realize it's not there to stop you. It's there to strengthen you. Growth is not a straight line, it's a battlefield. You'll lose some days, you'll cry on others. But every moment you choose to get back up, you're rewriting your story. You're becoming the person who no longer fears the storm because you've learned how to dance in the rain. And when you reach that place, when you can stand in the middle of chaos and still move forward, that's when you've truly grown. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger, because you stopped waiting for comfort and started chasing your calling. So, the next time life challenges you, don't run. Lean in. Because that discomfort you feel right now is not a sign you're failing. It's proof you're transforming. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It's the kind of teacher most people try to avoid, but it's the only one that tells you the truth. Pain exposes your weaknesses, tests your patience, and strips away every illusion of control you think you have. It's raw, it's real, and it's necessary. Because pain, my friends, is not your punishment, it's your preparation. See, when everything's easy, you don't learn much. Comfort never made anyone wise. It's pain that forces you to pay attention. It's pain that makes you reflect. It's pain that pushes you to change. Every wound carries a lesson, but you can't receive it if you keep running from it. The people who become unstoppable are the ones who stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" Pain teaches you patience, because growth takes time. It teaches you perspective, because what you thought was breaking you was really building you. It teaches you power, because when you come out on the other side of it, you realize you're far stronger than you ever believed. Pain doesn't come to stay, it comes to shape. It refines you, it defines you. And if you allow it, it elevates you. Most people waste their pain, they get bitter instead of better. They focus on the hurt instead of the healing. But when you shift your perspective, when you see pain as a lesson instead of a loss, that's when it becomes your greatest ally. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every failure, they all hold wisdom if you're willing to look beyond the emotion and search for the meaning. You've got to let pain do its work. Don't rush it. Don't numb it. Let it teach you resilience. Let it teach you empathy. Let it teach you gratitude. Because the very thing that caused you tears today will one day become the testimony that gives someone else hope. Pain gives birth to power when you refuse to let it paralyze you. Think about it. Every scar you carry tells a story of survival. It says, "I went through hell, but I'm still here." That's strength. That's wisdom. That's growth. Pain is not the enemy of your success. It's the proof that you're on the right path. Because no one becomes great without it. So instead of running from your pain, embrace it. Learn from it. Because if you listen closely, pain is whispering one powerful truth. You're becoming unstoppable. Consistency is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Everyone wants success, but not everyone wants to show up for it every single day. It's easy to start when the fire is hot, when motivation is high, when people are cheering for you. But what happens when the noise fades, when the results don't show, when nobody's clapping? That's when true character is revealed. Consistency isn't about how you feel. It's about who you decide to be, no matter what. You see, success doesn't come from intensity. It comes from consistency. Anybody can go hard for a day, a week, or even a month. But the ones who win, the ones who transform their lives, are those who show up long after the excitement wears off. They grind when it's inconvenient. They push when it hurts. They stay committed when everyone else has quit. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Every great story you've ever heard, every champion, every entrepreneur, every visionary, they didn't become great because of luck or talent alone. They became great because they refused to stop showing up. Consistency is not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's often quiet, lonely, and thankless. But that's where mastery is born. In the silence, in the repetition, in the unseen work. When you show up day after day, even when it's hard, even when you don't see progress, something powerful happens. You start to build momentum. And momentum is what carries you when motivation fades. You stop relying on how you feel and start moving on what you've committed to, because feelings are temporary, but discipline builds destiny. Don't confuse being busy with being consistent. Many people run in circles and wonder why they're not moving forward. Consistency is about direction. about doing the right things again and again, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about planting seeds every day, even when the soil looks dry, trusting that one day those seeds will bloom. And let me tell you something, the world might not clap for you today. No one might notice your effort right now. But when the results finally show, when your consistency begins to pay off, everyone will ask how you did it. And you'll smile because you'll know. It wasn't magic, it was consistency. It was the daily decision to keep going, to keep believing, to keep working when no one was watching. Consistency is not just an action, it's an identity. When you decide, I'm the kind of person who doesn't quit, life begins to shift. Opportunities start opening, confidence starts building, and your habits begin aligning with your goals. Because when you move with consistency, you're telling life, I'm serious, and life responds to that. It rewards that. The results may not come overnight, but they will come in time, because consistency always compounds. So keep showing up, keep grinding, keep building even when nobody sees you. Because one day your consistency will speak so loudly that you won't have to. Resilience is the muscle that keeps you standing when life tries to knock you down. Everyone loves the idea of winning, but few are willing to endure the process of getting there. Life will test you, not once, but over and over again. You'll face rejection, betrayal, failure, and disappointment. You'll question your path, your worth, and sometimes even your purpose. But it's not what happens to you that defines you. It's how you respond that builds you. Resilience is not the absence of pain. It's the decision to rise despite it. It's standing tall in the storm and saying, this will not break me. It's learning to smile through the tears, to walk through the fire without losing faith, to keep fighting even when the odds are stacked against you. That's the mindset of a warrior, someone who refuses to be defined by what went wrong. You see, most people stop when they're tired, but resilient people keep going until they're done. They don't run from difficulty. They use it as fuel. They understand that setbacks are setups for comebacks. They realize that pressure doesn't destroy you, it develops you. Life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you, to prepare you for what you've been praying for. Every failure, every loss, every heartbreak carries a lesson wrapped in pain. And if you're strong enough to look beyond the hurt, you'll find wisdom, strength, and clarity waiting for you. Resilience doesn't mean you never fall. It means you refuse to stay down. It means you learn, you adjust, and you rise stronger each time. Think about the strongest people you know. They've all been through something that could have broken them. But instead of quitting, they turned their pain into power. That's what resilience looks like. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's quiet strength. The kind that grows in the dark when no one's watching. When you're fighting battles no one knows about. When life knocks you down, don't stay there. Get back up. Not because it's easy, but because you've got something worth fighting for. Remember, scars don't make you weak. They remind you that you survived. Every time you bounce back, you're proving to yourself that you can handle whatever life throws your way. Resilience doesn't mean you won't struggle. It means you'll never surrender. So, when the road gets rough, when people doubt you, when the journey feels too long, keep going. Because every step you take, every tear you wipe away, every challenge you overcome, it's building a version of you that can't be shaken. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about becoming the storm. Because once you've survived what was meant to destroy you, there's nothing left that can stop you. When you're chasing greatness, you must understand your focus will be tested every single day. Distractions are the enemies of destiny. The moment you start moving toward your goals, life will throw everything at you to see how bad you really want it. People will come into your life and try to talk you out of your vision. Doubt will whisper in your ear. Comfort will tempt you to settle for less. The world will test your commitment, and your response will determine your outcome. Focus isn't something you're born with, it's something you fight for. Every day, you must choose to protect your vision from distractions, negativity, and excuses. You've got to make your purpose louder than your pain. You've got to decide that your dreams are too valuable to let anything or anyone pull you off track. Because when your attention is scattered, your power is divided. But when your focus is locked in, your power becomes unstoppable. Too many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack focus. They start one thing, stop halfway, chase something new, and then wonder why nothing changes. Let me tell you something. Consistency without focus is chaos. You can work hard every day, but if you don't know why you're working or where you're going, you'll exhaust yourself without progress. Focus gives direction to your energy. It's what turns movement into momentum and effort into excellence. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. When you start asking, is this even worth it? That's when focus becomes your anchor. You've got to remind yourself of the reason you started. You've got to see the vision so clearly that it becomes more real to you than your current situation. Because when you're truly focused, you stop being controlled by your circumstances and start being driven by your commitment. You'll have to say no to a lot of things that look good but aren't for you. Not every opportunity is meant for your destiny. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every distraction deserves your reaction. You must learn to guard your time, your energy, and your peace. Because every minute spent on distractions is a minute stolen from your dreams. The power of focus is like a magnifying glass in the sun. It takes light and concentrates it until it burns. That's what happens when you focus your effort, your time, and your energy on one goal long enough. You ignite something unstoppable inside of you. You begin to attract opportunities, clarity, and breakthroughs. Not because luck suddenly appeared, but because your focus aligned your mind, your heart, and your actions. So, keep your eyes on your vision. Don't get distracted by who's ahead of you or who's behind you. This is your race, your path, your mission. And when life tries to pull your focus, remind yourself, what I focus on, I fuel. Feed your faith, not your fear. Because the moment you master your focus, you master your future. And now we come to the foundation that holds it all together. Faith in the unseen process. You see, greatness doesn't show up overnight. The reward doesn't always come right after the work. Sometimes you'll give your all and see nothing change. You'll plant seeds and wonder if anything will ever grow. But that's when faith becomes your greatest weapon. Faith is believing that your effort is not wasted. Faith is trusting that even when you can't see progress, something is still happening beneath the surface. When you start walking in faith, you stop being controlled by what you see. You realize that delay doesn't mean denial, and silence doesn't mean absence. Life has its seasons. There's a time to sow, a time to grow, and a time to reap. Most people quit in the sowing season because they can't handle the waiting. They can't handle working hard with no applause, no recognition, no visible reward. But that's when the greatest transformation happens, when you stay faithful in the unseen. Every person who ever achieved greatness went through a period of obscurity. They worked while no one was watching. They built when no one believed. They trusted the process, even when it felt like it was working against them. That's the testing ground of champions. That's where you learn patience, humility, and resilience. Because if you can stay consistent when nobody notices, you'll shine brighter when the world finally sees you. Faith teaches you to keep showing up, even when it hurts. To keep believing, even when it looks impossible. To keep trusting, even when the odds are stacked against you. Because faith isn't blind, it's visionary. It sees what isn't visible yet. It's the voice that says, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not giving up because I know something greater is being built in me. And let me tell you something. When you walk by faith, life starts aligning in ways you couldn't imagine. The right people show up, the right doors open. The timing starts to make sense because faith keeps you grounded when results take longer than expected. It reminds you that everything you're going through is preparing you for what you prayed for. Never forget the process may be invisible, but the progress is inevitable. You may not see it now, but one day, everything you've endured will make sense. Every struggle will connect. Every delay will prove divine, and you'll look back and realize the faith you held on to in the dark was what carried you the light. So, keep building when nobody sees you. Keep believing when nobody claps, because faith doesn't need an audience. It just needs your trust. And when you trust the process, even the impossible becomes inevitable. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is simple but powerful. Your journey is built in the dark, not in the spotlight. The world may not clap for you right now. People may doubt you, overlook you, or laugh at you. But remember this, consistency always wins. Discipline always wins. Faith always wins. Because when you keep showing up, when you keep working, even when nobody notices, you're not just building success. You're building strength, character, and purpose. The grind that no one sees is what shapes the greatness that everyone will eventually witness. The pain, the struggle, the lonely nights, they are not signs of failure, they are proof of preparation. You are being refined for something bigger, molded by the pressure that others run from. Don't curse your process, because your process is your protection. It's preparing you for the moment when your results will speak so loudly that you won't have to say a word. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep trusting that your effort is not wasted. You may not see the reward today, but it's coming. Every small step, every late night, every setback that didn't break you, it's all adding up. And one day you'll stand where you once struggled, and you'll realize it was all worth it. So, don't rush the process. Respect it. Don't chase applause. Chase alignment. Don't try to prove yourself to the world. Prove yourself through the work. Because one day, those who ignored you will have no choice but to notice you. And when that day comes, you won't need validation, because you'll already know. You built it in silence, you earned it through faith, and you became unstoppable through consistency. Keep building in the dark, because the light is coming, and when it shines, it'll reveal everything you worked for.